In this episode, I explore the ruins of iconic structure of the Hudson River State Hospital located in Poughkeepsie in New York. This hospital pioneered the true treatment of the mentally ill in America, and for over many years it has functioned not just as an ordinary hospital but as a self-sufficient city, and its history has been filled with ups and downs. This iconic hospital, which contributed to the advancement of American mental health and stands as a landmark in the history of the treatment, filled with both blemish and innovations, has been forgotten for many years and severely decayed. For the people who couldn't afford the medical expenses, after 1840s the building has a unique structure because it did not follow the standards for confining and restraining the mentally ill in 19th century America. In 1867, 290 acres of land were prepared, and the hospital was designed by architects Frederick Clark Withers and Calvert Vaux, following the optimal environmental design for patients devised by psychiatrist Thomas Story Kirkbride. Withers designed the hospital building. Vaux took part in the landscaping of the rest, and the structure they realized was called the Kirkbride plan. To avoid visual distractions and to accommodate fresh air, sunlight, and landscaping, the overlapping structures were avoided, with the admin building located in the center, and the wings for male and female patients on the either side, forming a symmetrical layout. The original plan called for a 1,500-feet main building and 6 wings, but over budget continued delays, and board requests led to the actual building being asymmetrical. The hospital received its first patient in 1871, but construction continued for over a century, beginning in 1867. Demand for hospital beds continued to grow and expanded to over 50 buildings, far exceeding its planned capacity, transforming the hospital into a small city. Hospital had problems with overcrowding, but patients could work on the farms and enjoy horticulture while receiving treatment. The interior had a day room decorated with stained glass, a cafeteria, entertaining rooms, and a salon. While the project continued to be delayed, a more modern structure was built beside the pavilion in 1952, and the patients were transferred to provide state-of-the-art treatments, leaving the original building almost unused. By the late 1970s, the Kirkbride building, with the exception of the administration building, was completely vacant. Natural collapse began in late 1980s, continuing until the admin building was completely vacated in 2001. From the 1960s to the early 2000s, there were few big and small fires that destroyed most of the south wing, leaving it crumbling down and very difficult to save. By 2003, the entire lower campus had been vacated, and finally in 2012, the hospital officially came to an end. The fate of these hospital buildings remains uncertain for potential vandals. Now the first thing you can see on this campus is this abandoned house, built for doctors who lived in the property, almost engulfed by plants. This one is relatively intact, built way back before though. There also started this house. Okay, my guess is correct. This is gonna be a greenhouse, built in 1940s, building 152. Correct. Patients would have been engaged in horticulture activities here. I just saw the security car pulled up right in front of North Wing, waiting for the car gone else. I found this skunk cabbage. Its uniqueness growing in a remote area reminds us that this place has been deserted for a long time. I'm also pulling up to the North Wing. Car is gone, so gotta hightail it to the building. Made it. Wow. I'm glad. I'm really glad to finally explore this place. I'm gonna get to the porch. The moment when something that only possible in imagination becomes a reality is always amazing. Alright, I'm just getting in building 51, the Kirkbride building. But you can see this floor just gone with hospital's top. This floor entirely collapsed. The heaviest top would have caused this floor to ended up collapsed. It'd be really dicey. Nice fireplace. There and the floating door. Got an old typewriter. Pretty sick. Christmas decoration. And this room, fire drop down the basement. Most of the first floor's stained glass windows are boarded up like this. And you can see the upper floor through this hole. Crazy. Now I'm in front of the barber shop, in front of the alcove on the first floor, of course, completely buried in the debris of the collapse. Even got a hydrotherapy top. Just fucked up. Let's head to the second floor. This day room is a little more pristine. But you could see that these joists have collapsed and the steel beams are intact. Definitely this could have been a charming place at one point. It's beautiful in a decaying sort of way, but really risky floor, so gotta be careful. Thankfully this beautiful stained glass nearly intact. Got a fallen off tin ceiling. Just collapsed from here all the way up there. And these windows are also not vandalized. People made planks bridge to avoid walking on sketchy floors. That's funny. Wow. This is nuts. It's crazy. And we have a ton of raccoons footprints. Jeez, this completely ripped out. Paint and plaster just exposed the brick themselves. Just all gone. Guys, look at this. Everything is dropped down. You're gonna see this cool day room, but this floor is also terrible. Supposed to catch. Gotta try to walk carefully. This room actually decorated with multiple layers of paint and stencil on the wall. Got the original floor tiling. It's a really beautiful staircase with cool ironwork and smokestack. This was definitely a bathroom, but pretty smashed up. Why too many feathers in here? I don't see any nest though. Look at how rough in here. This room is almost gutted out, but the shelves are still left behind. This is legit. Take a look at the radiator that's still hung on the wall. Just found this American flag. Really grimy. I don't wanna leave this on the dusty and crumbling alcove floor. I need trying to find somewhere to hang it. Good. We might see a floating planter. This room's wrong. Nothing in here. If it weren't for this plank, I would have had to go out and come around. It's funny because a couple of the paint left on the walls varies from the place to place. This hallway is intact for the most part. Pretty old breaker box. This would have been added shortly after the gaslight era passed, I guess. Oh my gosh. You can see the joists of the wooden beam decaying. Probably won't be able to get in here soon. Yeah, it's really beautiful stained glass and minty green wall painting. It's also crusty and peeling off. The amount of decay in this room, it looks like the floor is swallowing the bathtub. I just saw some workers moving inside the admin building. I didn't expect it, but I think it will be difficult to explore that building today. Now I made it to the dining room. Some trays scattered around here. Magazine. In 1940s motion picture projector. Wow, pretty beat up. Got old wheelchairs chilling right in front of stained glasses. I bet this is the best part of Hudson. I wish I could find some menu of this back in the day, what they offer. Toledo dishwasher, not rusted out. Check this out, pile of dirt on the stairs. The plaster is turning into dust. These floors are starting collapsing all the way down. And I want to give you guys this nice detailed pristine ceiling. Beautiful how detailed it is. I love finding details like this that give me a sense of the art of the past. It's locked. Gotta see this stateroom and beautiful bay windows equipped with stained glass. This one plays catch, but there's actually steel beam, except for that, just crumbling farther up there. You know, gravity put the sink under there. It's pretty surreal. I'll head up a lot more interesting with this porch. I don't mind. But I find it's interesting they were able to bring this much stuff here. I guess people using this porch as a clubhouse or hanging out spot. You could tell some sort of guest book. So to commemorate my visit to Hudson, I also drew a drawing. I brought my own pencil and drew this beautiful Kirkbride admin building. I took a few minutes to relax and have a good time. It's not a particularly elaborate drawing, but at least it's not text which are full of insult words. I will last a long time for demolition. I just entered another day room. This day room's floor is low-key sketch. Also, you could see this stained glass from the beneath floor through this hole. I'm gonna try not tiptoe on this room. This is the other side of the admin building. Really peaceful place. Look at that yellow light street. Even though this dayroom has been rotting away for over 40 years, this stained glass still makes it look gorgeous. There's a building 166. Thomas's story Kirkbride inside of that giant bay windows would have a positive effect on the patients is amazing. Its beauty continues to captivate us to this day. You could tell the basement from up this third floor. These rusted fire stairs are completely swallowed by plants. Now I'm getting on to 4th floor. Oh, this floor has a little bit of vandalism. This attic could have been used for nurses and employees. As far as I know, this place wasn't destroyed. until a year or two ago. I gotta find another way to get there. This area has a unique color scheme, pink hallway and natural lights. What on earth? Just want to give you guys these apocalyptic scenes. There must have been dormer windows here, but now just gone. And look at the stonework of those windows. The first floor is round, the second floor is triangular, the third floor is square. What a beautiful building. Majority of the building today don't have that kind of detail. These are pretty intact, just empty though. The top and sinks in this bathroom are surprisingly intact. They haven't gotten vandalized, but the weight of the weight could easily cause them to collapse. The original floor tiling is pretty sick. This female wing wasn't a victim of fire, but it's considerably risky. I mean, as you can see, there's non-existing floor. Most of the rooms gotten so bad from water damage, but the hallway is still intact. But this hallway won't last long either. It was in recent years too. I love this place so much. This place is not only an architecture gem, but also a time capsule. Such old holdings still remain. Peabody chairs. Got a bunch of books and magazines which are psychiatric research. The grimy LP player still left behind. Just a ton of mid-century stuff in here. Clinical effectiveness. Your signal dose. I'm feeling this room low-key weird because it feels like someone swept the floor and organized the books like this. You know. You can also see these original tiles without any dust. Nice photograph spot. And got a Christmas decoration. When this place was abandoned late 70s, it was Broadway Christmas. Alright, now let's leave the female wing and gonna explore the workshop and sewing room. Wow, this looks nice. This is definitely someone's just tidied up. How neat it is. I was surprised because this was a room with a lot of heavy equipment like sewing machines. The floor did not crumble though. Look at all those vintage chairs, really beat up. Why the heck is a craft kit in here? It's brand new. Someone brought this here and wanted to make something in a quiet space, I guess. And that knitting is the same. Check this out, 1930s TV, RCA brand. Really cool. We got a bunch of sewing machines. It's very old and heavily rusty. Pretty vintage fan. Got the ice cream scoop. What the heck? I'm pretty sure someone came in and organized everything up for a program. This is legit. Even if someone tied it up like this, kids and vandalists would be grilling all this stuff. I don't really want that. This shelf seems to got plenty of stuff from the 1950s to the early 2000s. It's pretty interesting how different era coexist in one space. Is on stamp. I feel like the little box is interfering with the overall shape. Never contributed to tidy it up a bit. This is the classroom. Wow. Jeez. We bust and decayed. Really bust and decayed tiny classroom. Look at this. The scarf has fucked the walls a bit, but it still looks pretty nice. This classroom doesn't have a Peabody chairs. I'm assuming that classroom was where nursing school students used to take class. Now I'm getting to a large maintenance shop. And I have a decayed desk with old telephones and IBM monitor, just to craft it. I'm glad these items still in here. I mean, this monitor is still intact and it's not been smashed.
Oh, we got a more bunch of phone.
These hospital phones waited for repairs, but they never did. And now they are still in there.
It's really old.
Got a debris of telephones bell. Beautiful nature decay. Love that. I have a guy in a chair, but it's kind of someone damaged with a knife. I'm continuing snooping around the boiler room. Got a bicycle, and this boiler room has a ton of debris. The whole thing of rumbers and rusty pipes just scattered around here. Massive brick walls, it's kind of nice. This place seems to have a good amount of decay and natural lights. That's it. I think I picked a very good weather to explore.
Like a chapel or auditorium.
Maybe it's closer to the dining hall.
I like this arch frame.
Wow, This is the most cleanest room I've ever seen in Hudson. The original Hudson's paper towel. Cool stonework. Alright, this is the administration building. So, I'm in the connected way, female wing to male wing. Jeez, bunch of boxes filled with this hallway. And look at the destroyed connecting section. Must have been used for carrying surgical instruments back in the day. Now at this point, the male side, you could see the floor is very sus. So trying to walk in carefully at all time. Just too fog on this building. Sad to see this building Gothic. One little piece of stained glass left with charred wood. It's the last chance to see it. Nice old operating table. There's a disgusting text on the wall though. It's so mean to the building. I don't understand why they come to another country and commit vandals in a foreign language. Little jammed up, but still working. And electric shock machine.
Oh, jeez.
It barely feels like the building anymore. It's like an M shape. Alright, let's see what kind of plants grow in Hudson. This is the Virginia creeper. Scientific name is Pertinacis quinquefolia. This species of aerial root takes on a fibrous appearance over time. Judging by its thickness, it appears to be decades old. But if left unattended for a long time, this species can slowly eat up the walls and cause the damage to buildings. It is native to eastern part of the America and has a very strong vitality. And this is the Oriental bittersweet. You can tell by looking at the pattern of the bark. It is native to Korea and the scientific name is Celastrus orbiculatus. This species doesn't have aerial roots like tendrils, so it can attach to walls, but the stem itself climbs by wrapping around other objects and has a red fruits. Oh, there's a lot of red fruits left. These are turning up at various states. And What's unique is that while most vines climb counterclockwise, oriental bittersweets climb clockwise. I bet that Virginia creeper is slowly contributing to the devastation of this building. Staircase completely collapsed. You can see this building too far gone, just beyond the saving it. Now this man-made structure is occupied by plants, not patients. Soon, those trees will totally take over this space. Look at these. No more brick walls, no more hallway, and no more windows. Just all gone. Crazy. A ton of ways to potentially get hurt. The small holes on the stairs are impressive. The waterproofing material on the roof is almost ripped actually. This is insane. Years ago, there was a fire in the main wing, and those charred stairs are its trace. Got a melted plastic molded chair and charred lumbers. I'm almost at the top, but I climb up there because it's a sketch. I feel like my feet are gonna fall off. The fire here was tantamount to changing the fate of my wing. Coming down the stairs, I heard the voice. Looking outside, I saw walkers, not explorers. Moving above below, I had to immediately seek hiding spot in the basement. Workers working right over my head. I thought they were college kids from nearby. Feels like suddenly exploration seems difficult. This day room has a different style of stained glass. Wow. I thought they were gone, but probably they're background again. It makes me even more nervous because I don't know if they're looking for me or they're just walking. Not really. The fire in the south wing was a case of lightning, but the one in the admin building was intentionally set on fire by foot of a tube. So, if caught, it could be misconstrued. I just hope they'll go elsewhere. I had for a few minutes and then sneaked through this tunnel. I was on the edge the whole time, but I don't know exactly where it is going. Geez, this might have been for 100 plus years too. In tunnel right now, so can't get any GPS signal, so the map probably not working for me. Okay, I just entered the laboratory and morgue building, managed to evade them. Here's a lot of stuff. Wow. Jeez. I'm longing for this. This morgue has 6 body units on both sides, 12 body units in total they have. Got a draining table, small but really clean. Doors all taken down by scrapers. That's a shame. Holy cow, look at this dusty-free floor. It's amazing. Chairs and the monitor, everything is neatly organized. Excuse me, I should say it's restoration. It's mind-blowing. I don't know what actually is top was used for, but has a bunch of outlet. I think it's similar to today's power strip. Darn, I think they're chasing me. Looks like approaching this way. Okay, they are just explorer. Wow, this is jaw-dropping. Such as, it feels like time travel. This place is truly a sight to behold. The checkerboard pattern on the floor is neatly organized, so that it is completely visible. It's a famous urbex spot, so it's not unusual to run into another explorer here, but he'll probably think he's the only one in the explorer campus currently. I have a dumb waiter on the corner, and I'm not sure he'll watch this video, but if he did, I'd like to take this opportunity to appreciate him. His dedication to restoration allowed me to create one of the coolest videos ever.
It's pretty old autoclave.
Most of the equipment from the centrifuges to autoclaves dated back to the 1970s. At least it was state of the art at the time. Alright, now I'm in front of the admin building. It is hard to gonna go closer because there are a security car right in front. But it still looks marvelous. It's like a castle. So beautiful that I wanna recreate it in miniature. In 1989, the central building was listed on the National Historical Landmark, but the rest are facing the fate of disappearing due to severe damage. Developers plan to demolish all of the Kirkbride buildings except for the admin buildings, and build a small community. Full-blown demolition going to be started in the near future, but it's still unclear when it will begin. The hospital still stands as a desolate sentinel in the mist, facing an unknown fate, slowly becoming one in nature.